Hi everybody, my name is Kara. Today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. This tag was created by Brenda C, and I will try to link her down below. So question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? So, like everybody here, I love books and I love talking about books, and I have a couple of friends in real life who read also, and we can kind of have conversations about what we're reading and what we're enjoying, and I love doing that. And I just love the idea of this like giant united book club spread across the entire world, people connected by, you know, YouTube videos and just sharing content and ideas and recommendations, and I wanted to be a part of that and really get to know some other people who love reading. And I can also think of several favorite books and authors who I've discovered through Booktube, and if I could help just one person find like a new favorite book or an author who brightens their day, then I think that's pretty cool. Question number 2 is, what are some fun or unique things that you can bring to Booktube? So I love the like weirdly specific topics or recommendations. I have all these ideas for recommendation videos on genres or blends of genres that you would never think of picking up. I also really enjoy the combination of like a recommendation and discussion video. Those are some of my favorite videos to watch, and I think it's a great way to start talking about something that you have some recommendations for that you maybe wouldn't be able to find on a normal just book list on the internet. And also, one of my favorite things about watching other Booktube videos or about talking about books with people I know is the balance you get of informed discussion and just fangirling and freaking out. I think that's one of the most fun parts about discussing books, is that you can go from one to the other so quickly. And like I said, that's what I really enjoy watching, so I think that's something that I could maybe bring to my channel, is having some informed reviews and then also just having some like raving or ranting and just good times. And I also read a lot of backlist books, which I think can sometimes not come up as often on Booktube, you know? Like, the Booktube community is all understandably very caught up in the new releases and what's coming out right now. And I think the fact that I also read a lot of older books could maybe make my channel and recommendations more well-rounded. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this channel? I'm just really excited to get to know a whole community of book lovers, you know, like whether they're content creators or content viewers or both, just people who love books as much as I do. I think that's just going to be really fun and exciting to sort of get together and share opinions and ideas and recommendations. Also, there's something about having an outlet, whether that's a person or a channel or whatever, there's something about having an outlet to sort of vent if something happens in a book, or if a release gets pushed back, or like something that upsets you, or if there's really good news and your favorite series got extended. There's something about having a person to tell that to that makes the news just more exciting. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? This is kind of a hard one to answer because I've loved it for so long that I almost don't remember why. But I think it's because it feels like you're traveling, and not just to different worlds, but you're getting to meet different people and experience situations that you know you'll never be in, but it almost feels like you're there. You just have infinite possibilities, and you can experience so many of them and never worry about leaving your room. And then in a more practical side, I strongly believe that reading stories about people who are different from you, even if they're not real people, I think that's an important part of building compassion and coming to understand people who are not exactly like yourself. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? So when I was, I think, 8 years old, my aunt and uncle gave me a copy of The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. It was for Christmas or something. And I remember starting that book, and the main character was almost the same age as me. And she had all these exciting and mysterious and wonderful things happening to her. So it was somebody who I could connect with, who was having this grand adventure. And I was completely consumed by this book. Like, the paperback copy I have is just worn so many times because I loved this book so much. And it felt real. It felt like Mary Lennox was a friend of mine who I could just go and visit, you know, when I was feeling bad or I was unhappy. And that was sort of the first time I remember having such strong feelings about a world and about people who I knew didn't exist. But because I could read about their lives, or I could read this story about them, it almost felt like they did a little bit. So I think that was a defining moment of my reading life, was having that realization that even though she's not real, I really care what happens to her. Number 6 is what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So I would want to ask them what their favorite kind of videos are to make and watch. I would ask them about modern books that they thought should be taught in schools, like classics. And I would also ask them which author or authors they would want to be in a book club with, especially if that's different from their favorite author. Number 7 is what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think for me it's mostly going to be continuing to always make content that I'm really excited about, whether or not I feel like that's something that you're supposed to do on Booktube. You know, just kind of trusting my ideas and having fun with it, you know, not getting too stressed out by it. And also knowing when to stop talking, because I talk a lot. Question number 8 is when did you start reading? Pretty much I've been reading for as long as I can remember. I also remember going into first grade and skipping a lot of the reading lessons or the introductory stuff because I'd been reading before that. I was always really lucky, and my parents always made an effort to read to me before bed and to encourage me to go to the library, and yeah, I don't really remember a time when I didn't know how to read. Question number 9 is where do you read? Pretty much anywhere, mostly on the couch or in my bed right before I go to sleep. But I also bring a book with me pretty much anywhere. You know, if we're going on errands or even to the store, I'll bring a book with me in case I have 5 minutes of downtime in the car and I want something to do. I even read when I'm waiting for my computer to load something. I just pretty much always have a book next to me. And I even read on long car trips, which I don't recommend. The last question is what kind of books do you like to read? My favorite genres are, I would say, fantasy for sure, and historical fiction. I read a lot of young adult and middle grade. I'm starting to get into adult fiction more. I also really enjoy reading classics, even though that's not really a separate genre. But I'm also working on broadening my horizons, starting to read more science fiction and genres that I don't really reach for a lot. At this point, I'm trying not to completely write off anything. Okay guys, so that was the Booktube Newbie Tag. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys with my next video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!